WC, the experience within that team is what got us to say Max and I, Aurora, pretty much instantly.
Yeah, right away, the team that comes to mind, I think, for a majority of the audience back at home. But you know what? Because you said Aurora, I feel like I have to go for another
But you
spot.
said Aurora too.
Okay, yeah, but just because, just to have something a bit different. Furia. I would say Furia, because if they do deny that gap that you were hoping for Thrives could potentially build in this following game on Miramar, if they can just be up in contention, the Smash ruling is going to be insanely intense tomorrow.
We did have a scenario earlier when we had the top 3 teams out early on, which kind of allowed for that gap to close up. That's what some of those teams towards the bottom are going to be hoping on. Something that we really haven't talked about, that we talked about especially during the group stages, is when do we start counting people out? Especially because you're wanting to be in that first place. You have teams like Pandem with just 3 points. Pandem, you're absolutely gone out of the picture for me. You have 0 chance in my head that you can actually climb the ladder and end up winning. So I'm not going to be counting them out, and I'm going to be putting them in the list of possible spoiler teams because we know they have the skills, and we know that they can stop some of those top teams from getting good points.
Oh, they might have that evil grin coming on their faces like, we can just ruin everyone's day if we really want it. Looking at some teams on the bottom of the rankings, you have a 40-point difference for the likes of Bigatron and S2G in 12th and 13th place compared to #1 team that is currently for Thrives. That is a gap that's so hard to surmount tomorrow. We need to see at least a strong podium with a ton of eliminations if they want to be back in that convo.
Yeah, I think if you're Pandem in particular, if you're
podium with a ton of eliminations if they want to be back in that convo.
Yeah, I think if you're Pandem in particular, if you're
super chappy about it, gonna have to go for a bit of a stretch over to Puerto Paraiso on the southern road. The crowd going a bit crazy right now, getting nice and loud because really we need to see some more presence from the local Indo teams.
If you're some of those top teams, right, if you're in the top 3, I'm just going to put you in the spot right here, right now, Max. How are you going to be playing this out? Especially if you're 7-1, you have a 17-point gap. Furia, you have a 14-point gap. Are you going to be playing aggressive or are you going to be playing passive? From 7-1, I personally want to see aggressiveness, and from Furia, I want to see Giga aggressiveness.
Giga aggression, like on the first game, really.
Yes.
Hopefully that's what we're going to be seeing from Furia. They showed they can bring the heat, but now it's Miramar. It's even hotter over there on the Dusty Dunes. Maybe they can make it happen. Just a strong top 5 and I would be sold that Furia could be a champion contender tomorrow.
I hope we see it. It's so difficult with all this pressure on. A lot of teams sometimes just decide to kick back and just put some points on the board, but aggression is what makes you rocket launch up those leaderboards. Let's go ahead and take it on over to our casters for the last time in day #1 of the Grand Finals.
Oh, we've only got one more match here, Blank, and a distinguished difference at the top of the table from 4 Thrives to kick us off as well. That 60-point tally is looking pretty mighty. As they were saying over on the desk as well, the Indo teams here not quite finding their feet. They were talking about which team might shake things up the most. I think if BTR get a win here, the whole stadium might shake.
I think you wouldn't be wrong. For this game in particular, though, let's take a look at the circle. Heads over towards that western side. 4 Thrives having Picardo here on Miramar has been such a boon for them, especially on the circles that we're getting. Really easy rotational pass for them straight away out of Picardo. Really good loot in Picardo too. Pandem having 1 player drop over towards Geeke.
Well, immediate drop on a DBS. That's got to feel pretty good, but the Winnie, oh my goodness me. They're going to hunting. Really unsure about that one, as you said. Very, let's say, interesting decision from Pandem. I mean, that's a 3-point decision right there.
I mean, I guess for Pandem, they just realized, you know, they realize just as much as 7 does that this is over. Right? They did not make the cut so far. They need to move further up in the rankings, but 16th place seems like where they're going to keep lying at the moment. 3 points on an entire day would be a tremendously bad result. Probably one of the worst we've seen in a long time at a global.
Yeah.
Which is strange for a team that we know isn't bad.
0.5 average on the day, that would be, if they don't find anything else here. And they've already taken a hefty hit from Irina. in that area. Maybe a little bit more. The red dot does make it tough, but doesn't quite connect. Joker will run out of ammo if he keeps going for it, but he is going to go for it. Why not? Why not?
Ah, you miss every shot you don't take, so for Joker, looks to just keep sending it. Fury starting in Montenuevo, equally a good spot alongside with 4 Thrives. We've got 7-2-1 currently in El Pozo. I think the only team in that top 4 that is struggling is probably Ulf, who are over towards the eastern side. If we drop it down one further towards Go Team, they are in Partona. Always a bit of an uncomfortable rotation there for them. Aurora, Chumacera. I think a lot of the interesting teams here are like in fairly decent spots in the circle. Could make for a very, very curious final day here at PMGO.
Quite a long wait until we get this this next circle, though, Blank. I feel like we've got a lot of time to settle into this game coming up ahead of us. Not huge rotations necessary from most of our teams now. As you said, it is seemingly fairly chilled out for the time being. I mean, this rotate up the western side coming through from TT Project is probably going to be the most dynamic part of this west side of the circle we'll see for a while. The rotations that I think people are going to be interested in. Bigatron from the northeast side, Sierra Bronca, as well as Boom from the east side, Impala. Potentially as well Geeke in El Azahar.
Geeke actually ends up, because like you say, it's a long rotate. BTR, Toria Armada, also very, very difficult. I think if, like you say, BTR get themselves a win, you know, they shove themselves up to like 40 points if they have a fairly decent game off the back of it. It's definitely doable. Aaron making the sprint. I don't know if he's got his vehicle trapped here or not.
Fine. He's getting his cardio in, you know. No car. Good
No cardio. Yeah.
He's trying to...
That's what I always say.
You do always say that. It's actually quite annoying, especially when it's no relevance to anything. You know, we sit down and Blank's like, no car, good cardio. And I'm like,
yeah. Stop that.
I'm eating my dinner. What are you doing?
Cease it.
Goodness me. Plenty of teams looking to eat their dinner here in the final match.
Eating good with chicken dinner, that's for sure.
What sort of chicken? That is the question. That's the question.
Maybe like a teriyaki chicken type of deal. Maybe.
I mean, orange chicken.
Orange chicken,
Big
also
chicken.
good. Yeah, absolutely.
Roast chicken.
Give me a thriving roast chicken.
Old school roast chicken.
Yeah.
Lovely full English. No, not that's the wrong sort of meal, isn't it?
Yeah,
Roast
it is.
dinner. That's what
Roast
I'm thinking.
dinner. Sunday roast.
Yeah.
Lovely. Don't know how many people actually have that around the world, but I guess I'll find out later when someone messages me saying, what is that?
What on earth is a roast dinner? Well, you take your dinner and you roast it, just like Frenzy's looking to try and roast one of the 4 Thrives players, but you're going to have to get up earlier than that to start cooking. You want to take down 4 Thrives because they are sat atop the table and looking peachy keen for more fights.
A little split at the moment, though, is 4 Thrives. So Zypher, waiting in the wings, does provide information back to the rest of the squad, who are now in vehicles, making their way on over. Pandem, obviously, weakened at this point in time, with just 3 players alive.
1 point per player that's alive right now. Sort of thing you might see in match 1 or 2.
Hey.
Not in match 6.
We got to stop. We got to stop.
They've just done so
Yeah, I
badly.
know.
It is. I mean, it is really very unfortunate. See all 3 of our Indo teams on the back page. They've still got this match to do it. Blank, they've still got an opportunity. And we know in these shorter sets how much things can change, right? We saw massive differences towards the ends of those days where we were playing 6-match sets. We've also now got an entirety of tomorrow for them to try and pick things up, because it definitely does need something to change. Our circle still about a minute away from touching and showing us where stage 2 will be.
So in the meantime, most teams just try and get themselves as central as possible. Play off the back of some of the high grounds, get some information. For Fury and Montenuevo, really easy. They're just playing currently a 2-1-1 split. Trying to maintain all edges right now of Montenuevo. It is a large city at the end of the day. But they want the options. They want the options that will follow with stage 2. I am just impressed. We have a 33, 36, 37, 37, 42, 43, 46, and then really the only standout is 4 Thrives at 60. But this is a very, very evenly matched lobby.
I mean, we were talking about, you know, bubbles in previous days, right? Sixth place bubble, we were talking about getting over that 40-point threshold to feel safe. Fourth place bubble, we were talking getting over that 50-point bubble to be safe. It's so much lower here by approximately 5 points sort of apiece in terms of getting to those various positions. And 5 points doesn't sound like a lot, but when you consider that you're talking about 6 or 7 teams needing to have 5 points fewer, you're already ballooning to about 30 to 40 points, about 40, 45 points maybe on these teams. That is going to be taken away from the lobby at the top side, which is why it's such a significant metric to look at there, and it is just so tight towards the top.
Because the whole lobby's sponging. We don't have one particular team that's zooming out ahead at the moment. Our lobby is finding those points here and there. Furia get a nice start with this one. The circle does go over towards the western side, hits on Monte Nuevo. So if there's any time to do it for Furia, it would be this game. Right at the end of the day. A bunch of enemies during this game, but they finally will hit their mark.
Towards BTR, they're just going to try and get away safely if they can. BTR now going to have to move in their wake past Monte Nuevo, which is a non-trivial direction to have to go. You're worried about teams who are already posted up beyond it, as well as the duo from Geeke, who you've just seen fleeing. Horror are going to clamp down on the east side of it. And for BTR, I think they've got a really tough situation on their hands.
BTR, I don't really know how they play this one out, because the arena already skipped the queue, basically, to get down towards that south side on that area. I mean, they'll also struggle, honestly, in the future. 4 Thrives didn't have to move too far from Picardo either. Very, very short, minimal rotation for them. But there is Ulf, Flash, Boom, Pandem, all down towards that south side, and they do have the angles on. Boom brings one in over towards Flash. Just the start of things, though.
Ooh, has to slow down in the party bus. Diverts almost immediately. Jubran as well. Maybe dropping off here, or are they going to go for the fight? They've drawn the ire of Pandem, which, granted, isn't very fearsome right now, Blank, but still, it's a trouble. It's a problem, potentially, especially with T-Flash and 4 Thrives, as well as S2G lurking in the wings.
Always happen on that final match. Sanju from Boom looking down that way. S2G rocking in from that south side. They just swung by Chumasera. Things start to slow down. Aurora Gaming laughing at the moment. Incredibly good position from them. The desk was saying that things that would shake the top side of the lobby up would be Aurora Gaming getting a win. With a 4 Thrives Aurora Gaming smoothie.
Would be good to see. I mean, they've really ramped up in terms of performance over the course of the day for Aurora. They started off very slow, not having the start that they wanted. So getting a chicken dinner to end things out would be a great confidence booster going into the final day and potentially into those smash zones. Next circle coming through where they're going to stay central. I mean, it's fairly secure no matter what. That east side gets thrown a little bit of a bone, but the road gets harder for BTR on that north side. I mean, they've had a tough time of it so far, but that's going to continue, especially when you consider you've got 721 and TT Project, as well as Furia across the road right next door to them.
Yeah, a lot of difficult approaches right now. BTR, I just don't know how much further they get off the back of this one. It's such a hard rotate. They already made a long journey round the side over towards the northwest and now need to push even further through to the east. 721, like you say, holding that road as well. So once you start to cross, likely you'll get taken shots from them. And then Aura is the arbiter on that northern edge, not letting anyone in from that Driera Valley. 4 Thrives keeping it calm, keeping it quiet. Makes sense. They just want to extend that lead a little bit. They take a bit of a heavy hit right now. One player goes low, but no knocks just yet.
They're going to make their move. BTR trying to navigate Montenuevo, using the buildings as cover, moving fast through. They've got one player out on the off angle. They're slowly going in for this fight, and Malik doesn't quite catch the clip there. The first aid will come on through, but it's spotted on the off angle as Federalis falls first, and BTR may have just found the end of their road into this match and potentially the day. Federalis is the first to fall. Will there be more? Because there is still answers. There is still life left in the home team as Razy looks to clap a shot over their way towards 721, as well as Aura could potentially backstab onto 721's position.
Razak was incredibly low, managed to get the first aid kit off there. Another nade goes forward. He's able to just about luck out of it. They did lose Federalis. Heavy hit to the squad. But we already mentioned it, it's just how do they make their way through here? This is such a difficult rotation for BTR. E-Arena may have got the better of it down towards that south side, but they're still dealing with GOAT, who are swirling on that southwest edge, a whirlpool of goats.
Is a really difficult wall to try and get past. Those Ladriera ridgelines, those valleys, notoriously difficult to traverse, to get across laterally. And GOAT team, they have the high ground. E-Arena will suffer there. Tough times indeed. 3 players for BTR on the north in the meantime. Gonna try and push their way in, but still very, very tough. 721 do have Horror now to worry about. A little bit closer to home. Malik goes down first. Horror doing well. Sleepy not quite able to stay standing on this one. Rayhan does a lot of damage there. Confirms the flush. Masku not quite connecting either, but Horror have gone very, very low. They started out their day incredibly strong. Blank Sky put up so many eliminations in that first game over on Rondo, but they might close down their day a lot more quietly as 721 look to push them aside.
I mean, Horror's just had really no say in since that Rondo, and that Rondo indicated an incredible demon of a team from Horror, but they were exercised quite quickly from that match onwards. Sad to see. No Fear likely to go next with Sleepy taking a dirt nap earlier. Masku from 721 looking to push on through a team that wants more points. They're at the top of the tables currently. Next circle coming through right now, and it's on top of Aurora Gaming.
Oh, that's going to help them out nicely, but the north side is just continuously getting battered by these circle rotations. Everybody trying to march their way forwards and no one having a good time of it. As we take a look at the west edge, this is the last player now from Geeke, who's managed to survive quite a while. Ragnarok hoping that it's not a cataclysmic end for them. Geeke in 7th place though. Very possible for them to stick it and stay amongst the top contenders, potentially moving into tomorrow. 4 Thrives, however, on that northeast side on 60 points. They're still as 4, and they're moving in relatively uncontested compared to a lot of other teams trying to make their push.
Yeah, 4 Thrives just had no problems from Mikado to get towards this location. They are passing by 7-2-1 into Boom's territory. Flash is behind them, but again, just no one giving them any problems. Good shots from Zerich over towards Ayato. E-Arena's been skirting around this location for a long time, just trying to find an entryway.
Project are the ones to roll up, and Goat Team get a lancer over towards Zerich. They try and roll forwards. TT Project sending over the ridge lines, needing to find more picks off on towards Goat Team. But Ephius goes down first, and Neos needs to bear the pressure, but can't quite stand up. Force pushes him back, and Focus can get rezzed up here. Zerich will get flushed, Neos will get taken down, and they are left on 1 player standing. Goat Team rally around the position.
4 Thrives, man, they keep going strong right now. It looks like they're not stopping anytime soon as they take out 7-2-1. Ulf lost a play on the side. Just struggling to find an entryway.
And the nades from Joker are not going.
Time soon as they take out 7-2-1. Ulf lost a play on the side.
From a distance, waiting for someone to make a misplay. Maybe they can chime in later on, but Furia not giving them an inch. Silence does back up a little bit into the danger zone, but stays alive for now.
Ulf going down at a critical moment of their tournament journey here. Ketch is out, and that's Ulf down in this game, finishing their run on the first day at 42 points. 7-2-1 finished at 46. 4 Thrives, on the other hand, looks like this team's just getting started.
They have got a brilliant lineup position. The positions out to the east may cause them problems, but right now everyone's content to wait for these teams on the west side to figure things out on their own. S2G is still in this one as well, Blank. They've got 1 elimination so far on the southeast side, but they need to put themselves back to full fighting force, which it looks like they have been able to do here. 4 players now on side from the southeast.
Flash has been so incredibly slow on this northeast edge. Not moving in, and 4 Thrives opens up over towards Boom. Finds a knock and keeps them at bay. Circle goes center. Once again, Aurora just sat out towards that western side. They're currently on a throne, and they're looking to reign over the lobby from this position.
Boom. Wanting to find the res, but S2G not giving them the time to do so. Namzi in and amongst it. The nade looks beautiful, but it just misses the knock. How on earth does he defend himself from that? Goodness me. A sliver of HP, but that's huge news for S2G. If he goes down there, that is basically confirmed as a flush. There's no way, really, without just going for a full assault into Boom's position, that they get him back.
Get themselves out of dodge for the time being, as Boom scared a little bit over towards this northern side. Starting to worry about it slightly. Send a scout from Sanju that way, but again, Flash is just slowly moving their way over. It is a sluggish pace that Flash is setting this game.
Not the sort of pace you need to be pulling out. On the east side, their last chance for today to earn those points that they so desperately need now in 15th place. Really bringing up the rear when you discount Pandem, and I think at this point most people do. The crash into the middle could potentially be on the cards, but nobody wants to go first. From the ring that sits around Pandem, it's keeping them safe. Furia spotted again, and Aurora picking up more points, or at least attempting to.
This is why the pace has been slow. The Flash has no vehicles. no mobility. They're having to do this on foot at the moment. T24 sending some long-range ordnance over towards Game Start. Just underneath them, Flash is spotted, and T24 catches him slacking. They're right on the edge. It's too easy.
Do get an answer though, and that might allow them to move a little bit further forwards with Zeus and Top Z. Both looking to put the pressure in. Win will be able to get the heal off, so Flash are back to fighting form, and T24 has yet to get res there, Blank. So a diminished position for 4 Thrives. They haven't committed for this res. Boom could move over the headland as well, because they do need to get a little bit closer, and they'd love to third party on this engagement. Flash still slow without those vehicles.
I think for 4 Thrives right now, this is giving time for them to get this res through. The 4 Thrives, if they go down early in this game, it is fantastic news for the likes of Furia, 7-2-1 go, as well as Aurora on their chase, just because tomorrow gets a lot easier. Furia is down, actually. Second place, only able to put up 48 points today. 12 points, well, 14 points once again with those 2 extra points added this game for 4 Thrives. Ooh, it's going to be rough tomorrow.
Again, that 48-point boundary wouldn't have been considered safe when we were talking about 4th place bubbles in survival stage. The fact that that's the 2nd place position right now, potentially to be leapfrogged by GOAT or maybe Aurora behind them, but still, the fact that that's in 2nd place right now after 6 matches, that's quite incredible. That is a really, really level lobby, with the exception of 4 Thrives, who look to stretch their legs more.
It goes down. Flash takes a fair bit of damage there as Boom continues to try and ward them off this position, but 4 Thrives is just living life to the maximum. Both teams refusing to look at them right now, and they desperately need to.
Ooh, T24 real slick with it there, but not quite able to slip the bullets around the headland. That nade, tags bottom, tags low ground. The high ground's getting battered as well. Team Flash need to stay up, need to stay alive to push this one across.
Nice.
They've got a distance to go. A Cypher falls first to a nade coming over the top. In the meantime, S2G, they have been blasted back to, I believe, just one and potentially none fairly soon. On the western side, just Handsy left remaining. Aurora flexing out to deal with it. Ziol has the challenge, but doesn't manage to win it. That's pretty nasty stuff. Top, though, stepped up to the plate. Can he succeed where Ziol could not? No! Handsy with a 2-for on the side. Sidelines will be able to step up in Aurora's position.
Only Maniac from GameStar over towards this northern edge, and he seems to be spotted by IQ.
T24 has been such a dominant sightline for this roster on this match. It feels like we've seen brilliant things coming through from Hazaifa. IQ as well, now needed to stand with his team, and that is beautifully dispatched around the edge. Another elimination, another team down, more placements on their tally. Blank, it's not just Falak on this team. For 4 Thrives, moving into this tournament, a star player, sure, but Hazaifa, T24, and IQ have absolutely proven their mettle.
Absolutely, and Doc goes down to focus. For 4 Thrives, you're right, Falak versus Rosemary, all the rest of these things, all centered around Falak. The guy's a great player, insane nades overall, but T24's been lighting the lobby up. IQ's been around since the longest time and is still kicking super strong with the lobby. Hazaifa has brought a whole new bit of magic to the squad, and 4 Thrives looking to continue here in this match.
It's only Reefus on the inside now for Aurora. They are not in the zone in this position anyway for Reefus. Does need to start to lob down. And Pandem, by the way, Blank, have been given the freest top 5 game of their entire lives here. Just sat down there, not worried about
on minimal ammo. He is accurate as anything.
But can they flex out and get that flush? I don't think so. With GOAT team right there, they can't push in, but they just keep going. Rufus, he's only got 17 rounds left in it though, Blank, and the MG3 may be bled dry here. One more player for GOAT team on the inside. They've gotten pretty far into this match and will be in contest for the top spot, but in the time, 4 Thrives get the res. Will Pandem find a chicken dinner here, Blank?
Potentially, at the end of the day, Pandem finding something. Be great for their totals. El Baril will find Moxie, removes that away, and now eliminated. Down to 4 Thrives. El Baril, well, as Aurora, desperate for a win here, right at the end, right at the finish line, but versus Pandem, how can they do it? You see that Aurora Gaming so low on ammo, but rocking MG3 and M249, that's one way to go about it. But T24 unleashes upon the likes of and they're down in 4th. Our 4 Thrives looking for the back-to-back, the triple chicken dinner on the day.
El Barrel, low HP. I don't think he's got much left in the tank either. Waiting for the peak, the nade up, and Pandem now stepping up to the plate. The deepest
No way!
But IQ finds one, and that is a huge pickup. A 2v2, the nade not going the distance. 4 Thrives could potentially take half of the games today with a chicken dinner here. A 2 versus 2 is possible, but IQ's down. And T24 with a 1 versus 1. Weapon swap with the shotgun around his teammate.
He finds it!
He gets it done, and 4 Thrives do so much, go so far. Is there nothing these guys can't do? At the top of the tables, this is a smash team if I ever did see.
A 3 for today, incredible stuff from them. 3 chicken dinners, 3 out of the 6. It looks unsurmountable for any of a squad going into tomorrow. Their score count will be so high.
They pushed up. I think they're somewhere around 80 points after this one, Blank. A marvelous close down for T24, and that is exactly what we were highlighting during that match. It is not just Falak, it is not just Hazaifa, it is every single player on this team that has clutch potential, that has firepower, that has the gonads to take this home. These guys, they are the pride of Pakistan, and they should be standing tall right now.
Incredible stuff from this team, and they had their eyes on this trophy. 4 Thrives have